Hi everyone, welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast. I'm Angelica.
And I'm Kelsey.
And this is
Here We Grow. I saw a game. I thought I sent it to you, but I don't think I did. Of these people on TikTok playing a game. I'm having trouble talking today, so we'll see how this goes. But
we'll call you Kelsey because that's your name.
That's your name. And they blindfolded one person, and the other person picked items from around the house and just made them make noise. So like this, I'll be like,
I would never guess that.
Right. But like we can make it a little bit easier and like do things that we think the other person would guess. And I was like, oh, it's like an ASMR.
Is this in the frame?
Yeah. It's like an ASMR like game. Like we should play that, like a guessing game. It would be good because it's a sound thing and, you know.
I say we should do it like in the kitchen. I feel like in the kitchen it'd be easy to guess what things might be.
Oh, yeah. Like, or we can still bring the items in here, but it's all kitchen items.
Oh, for the podcast.
Yeah, for the podcast, not just for fun.
I thought you meant just for fun. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess.
We could play that, sure. No, I meant for the podcast.
Like Friendsgiving.
It's a sound game, so like even the listeners will be able to guess. It's not something you have to watch. I think that's kind of hard about finding games to play on the podcast because it has to be stuff that listeners will understand and you don't have to watch it to understand the game.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Anyway, we're playing a game today. What's up, besties?
Hello.
We are in full makeup if you haven't seen us yet. Probably saw a thumbnail on Instagram, but Instagram. I told you I can't.
Girl.
What's her name? Angelica? Let me take another drink here.
I didn't know what you were trying to say. You called me Instagram?
Sure did.
Thank you.
Multi-million-dollar company there.
I'll take it.
Angelica has sugar skull makeup on, and I have skeleton makeup on that Angelica did. Give her props for that.
Not my best work, but I did it in like
and
10
today's
minutes.
Halloween! Happy Halloween, everyone! Well, it's not Halloween for us, but it's Halloween for you, and that's all that counts. And we're going to talk about the origins of Halloween and the origins of Dia de los Muertos today. And we're going to play a game. We watched that. Did you see it? The new Saw movie?
No.
The new Saw movie. It's called Saw 10.
I don't like watching those things.
Why?
See, that's almost like our Would You Rather game. Like you have to do one of the two things.
Okay.
You can't just do nothing. You can't just give up.
Did you make them spooky?
No.
Oh. That's okay, though.
I don't want to be too morbid.
And then would you rather cut off your leg or cut off your finger?
Okay, which one?
Oh, God, I wasn't really wanting to answer that. A finger.
Real quick, my bestie Jess asked me, like, hey, what do you say at the beginning of the podcast? And I was like, I knew this day would come because I say that shit so quickly.
She does say it fast.
And I was like, I bet other people are thinking the same thing. Mm-hmm. I say, hi, welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast.
Yeah. Welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite. I can't even do this.
Welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast, Angelica.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm Kelsey. Nice and slow. Yeah. And welcome this is Here We Grow.
Welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast. I'm Angelica.
And I'm Kelsey.
And this is
Here We Grow. We really should redo it.
Spirit fingers. I think that went well.
I don't know if it was like
now
cut
that we're
and
more.
clean. You want to do it again?
I'll say now that we're more. No, because now it's like.
It's okay. It out of the episode.
It's okay. No.
Okay.
Moving on.
We're done.
We're done. That's it. That's all I had in me.
Yeah. Comment below if you think we should redo the intro.
Oh, yeah. Speak nothing if you think we're perfect.
We knew it. Did you notice we have a new transition sound too?
Yes. But I forgot what it was.
Are you just telling me that to shut me up?
No, I listened to the episodes.
It's like a jingle or something.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Instead of the yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too boring. We need something better. And also I realized today, I don't know if I'll put this in the podcast or not, but I need to purposely give myself more time to edit. I'm like doing too much procrastinating until like the last 12 hours because I feel like I'm cutting us short if I'm rushing to get it done. Whereas if I give myself a couple of days, I can actually like nurture it and come up with new ideas and put new things in it
Mm-hmm.
and actually like put the effort into like better editing. And I really want to try to like start sooner in the week rather than just waiting till Monday night and doing it the whole thing. And I did a little bit better last week because the first step is like uploading all the clips of everything, the audio clips and the video clips, and pairing them, and then using those pairs to edit. And usually uploading and like downloading the audio and then uploading everything to the editing software, that takes a while. Like that takes half of the editing time. And so I actually did that on Sunday night and then did the actual editing on Monday night so that it was a little bit quicker, but still need to get a little bit better at it. A little bit better at setting aside time for it. But anywho, small talk. Let me go first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Cash is in a very interesting phase where he has to have things done a certain way. Like he wants things a particular way, and if he doesn't get that, he's upset. And it's like a very normal like toddler phase. But so for instance, if we're handing him a piece of food, he doesn't want us to hand it to him in his hand. Well, he wants us to put it down on his plate or like on the counter or whatever, and then he'll pick it up and eat it.
I'll pick it up when I'm ready.
I'm a big boy. I'll eat my food when I want to eat it.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever. So we've like adapted to that. He also like, if we go to the grocery store, sometimes we'll like hand him things to hold, and either he'll hold it in the cart the entire time and never let it go, or he'll want us to hand it to him so that he can put it in the basket, and then he applauds himself because he's such a good boy putting things in the cart. But if it's one of the things that he'll hold the entire time, we have to be willing to let him hold that thing all the way home and then potentially open it and eat whatever it is. So like if it's a tub of sour cream,
oh no,
we're going to need to let him hold that, because like if not, he'll throw a fit. Last time it happened, we could not let him keep whatever it was, and he cried for like 30 minutes in the car. Yeah,
that's tough. So what do you give him normally?
So now we have to be particular about giving him like only things we're okay with him holding on to, like a bag of chips, or, you know, like we'll purposely go directly to the chips or like Cheez-Its or Goldfish or something like that we know he likes first. Hand that to him, and then do the rest of our grocery shopping where we're just like tossing things in the cart like behind his back so he doesn't see. Yeah.
Toddler life. He's about to be 2.
Yeah, he'll be 2 in January.
The terrible twos.
Yeah, I told Travis, I'm like, I'm afraid that this is the beginning of the terrible twos. But he's learning a lot of things too, so it's like kind of like bittersweet. It always like comes in waves. Like he surprises you with a new word, and then he wants you to put his food in a... Oh, here's another thing. He's in love with blueberries right now, but he wants them straight out of the container. Like he does not want me to cut them.
Do you have to cut them?
Yes. They're a bad choking hazard. Because they're the exact shape and size of his airway. So they have to be cut. But he doesn't want me to cut them. He wants to eat them directly out of the container. And I'm like, I'm sorry, bud. I'm not willing to budge on this one.
Does he watch you do it?
Yeah. And he likes helping me. Like he'll pull a chair up.
Does he watch you like put a whole one in your mouth?
No.
I wonder.
He's actually the only one who eats blueberries in our house.
You don't like blueberries? I'll just sit there I'll sit there on the couch bowling. One for me, one for you. One for me, one for you.
Yeah, I don't like, it's a texture thing for me, but yeah, he's very particular about that. And then
my face is getting itchy.
My mom's friend Katie, she gave me the idea of like cutting them all and then putting them back in the container. And then now when he gets them from the container, they're already cut.
That's a good idea. A lot of work.
Yeah, I'm manipulating my baby. It's a good idea. Just kidding. It was a joke.
I was gonna say, wait, is this really gonna fuck him up? No, right?
It's not. No.
I mean,
he may not know what blueberries really look like, but
excuse me, ma'am,
something's wrong with these blueberries.
Where are the cut blueberries? Right. I'm not paying for these whole ones.
Right.
I pay for my blueberries to be cut.
Right.
I'm like, sir,
that's where's your mommy?
Where's your mommy? Go get your mommy. Go
your
call
mommy.
her right now.
She has some explaining to do. But yeah, he's just in a really funny phase. He does say thank you. I don't think I've said that on the podcast yet, or if you've heard him say thank you. He says
I think yeah.
It's like thank you.
Yeah.
And then he says open. That's like one of his first like best pronounced words is open. And he says it about everything. Like if he thinks it'll get him what he wants, he'll say open. Like if he wants to get down out of a chair, open. Like, you mean down? But the other day at the store, I gave him something that we thought he could have that, of course we approved for him to have. And he goes, open, pee. I was like, you just learned that from Miss Rachel. Because I saw Miss Rachel teaching him to say open, please. I was like, oh, my baby. Miss Rachel's best student.
A++.
Miss Rachel, our Lord and Savior. But yeah, he's just in a cute phase.
Yeah. That's nice.
I haven't given an update on Cash for a while, so I thought I'd use that. You got anything?
My mind's blank.
Blankety
blank.
Let us know what y'all thought of Rob last week. Hopefully y'all have watched that already. Oh, that was another episode. Comment below. Also, if you haven't done so yet, go rate us on your podcast app, wherever you listen to us. I had a quote for this week. What was it? Okay, yep, I remember now. So I'm so afraid that this is making like a shh sound on my microphone, but I'm hot. Okay, so quote of the week for this week is, it's either one day or day one. Do you get that?
I mean, people say it a lot when it comes to exercising.
Yeah. But
or eating,
it could
right?
be for anything. It doesn't have to be just for exercising. It could be for anything.
No, I know, but I've heard it only in terms of...
Yeah. Like, it's either you're always going to say, one day I'm going to do this, or one day I'm going to have a better life, or one day I'm going to whatever. Or it's, today's day one of starting that, whatever that thing is for you. And then the other thing I had was, I read, or I heard on the radio or something, or maybe it was another podcast. This girl, she was like, man, I would kill to be able to walk through my old high school. She was like, what they should do is like right around homecoming time, they should do an open house for alumni to just walk through the school, and for like a $5 donation to the PTA or whatever, alumni association or whatever. Because I would fucking pay that. I'd pay $20 to walk through my old high school. I would love to. Especially ours, because it hasn't been used in, I don't know, 6 years probably.
They used it for like a market a while back.
Oh, yeah. I think they use it for some things, but not as a school.
No.
In a movie. It's in a movie, apparently. I haven't seen that movie.
I started watching it. It was okay.
Did it seem like our school?
No.
Oh.
I mean, you can kind of tell, but not. I think they still have like the green and red lockers. Mm-hmm. And I mean, not every school has that. I mean, I don't know. It's all right. Because don't you ever have dreams of like, this is where this room was? Or if I go down the hall, this is where this was. Mm-hmm. And I'm always wondering, like, what if I'm remembering that wrong? Like, yeah. Or I would always get confused because all the floors look the same.
Yeah.
I'd always get confused, like, which one was my science class, right. 8th grade or freshman year?
All of the outer hallways look the same on each floor.
Yeah, and then there was, like, a hallway in the middle of the hallways. And I'm just like...
Yep.
It looks different in my dream, but, like, I know...
There's the hallway in the middle. There's the hallway, or, like, where Grand Central was, and then Grand Central 2nd floor that connected to the orchestra room. The orchestra room on the 2nd floor.
Yes.
And that whole, like, big open space by the Grand Central, and then the library right there.
Man, we used to be able to hang up there in that little loft area. Mm-hmm. Man, we weren't able to do that after you guys left, pretty much. Damn. We couldn't do a lot of things.
People were going buck wild, probably.
That was so nice. Like, in the mornings, like, before your class started, people would just hang out and, like, I don't know, talk. And
talk to your friends, catch up with them.
Yeah. Nothing wrong.
Talk about your crush.
Yeah. See them walking by.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Good time.
Comment below if you want to walk through your old high school. Comment below double if you want to walk through Broderpool High School. Anyway, you want to do our game?
Yes.
Okay. Angelica prepared a Would You Rather game for us. And then we're going to get into the origins of Halloween and the Day of the Dead.
I heard this one question on a podcast. I was like, should I ask it? Should I not? It's very ladies and tangent-y.
Okay.
It's not part of our questions, but fuck it, I'll ask. Okay. It's going to be gross.
Oh, God.
So ladies and tangents, if you don't listen to them, they talk about their poop stories a lot. Yeah. It's like their trademark.
It really is. Yeah. And I like it.
It kind of grosses me out. I mean, it's funny.
Yeah. They don't like go into detail like about the poop itself.
No.
But like when they shit on themselves or
Yeah. I guess I'm just like, because as an adult nor a teenager did I ever shit myself.
Yeah, no, but apparently it's very common. I've heard other podcasts talk about they shit on themselves, like the basement yard.
How the fuck do you shit your? How the fuck do you shit yourself?
People just have looser assholes, I guess.
You clench that bitch. Like, what? Okay, not judging if that happens to you. I'm so sorry. But there's this one question where it's like, okay, you're in the shower. You have to take a shit.
Not in the shower.
No. You have, Kelsey, that's the thing about...
I will jump out and run across the bathroom.
No. That's not the question.
Okay.
You're in the shower. You have to shit. These are your two options. You have to choose one or the other.
Okay.
You have to shit. Do you, A, put your hand back there.
Oh my God.
And catch it and then toss it in the toilet? Or do you squat and stomp it down the drain?
Squat and stomp it down the drain. I would not. I would not catch it in my hand.
I think
I would rather my foot be on it than my hand.
I think I would rather to see if I had good aim. Like, okay, all right, okay, got it. Toss it in the
and then
toilet.
you have to look at it as you're like, oh no.
First of all, if you go and catch it, only your hand is dirty. Easy cleanup. If you stomp it down the drain, your foot and the drain are now dirty.
Where are you going to clean your hand at?
Huh?
Where are you going to clean your hand?
In the shower?
Then the rest of the shower is going to have poop in it.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like in the creek. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for stomping, you're going to leave like, there's going to be some spots you can't clean up.
If you regularly clean your shower, you shouldn't have to stomp it down the drain. Like if it's falling out of your ass, you shouldn't have to stomp it down the drain.
If it's a big shit. How big is your drain in the shower?
It doesn't matter how big. It matters the consistency. How liquid it is.
How big is your drain?
Like that big?
Yeah, and it only lifts like half an inch.
Right.
How's your shit going down there?
If your shit is falling out of your ass, it's liquid.
No, I didn't say falling out of your ass. I just said you gotta take a shit. I never said what kind of shit it was.
Well, I wouldn't be taking a shit in the shower if it wasn't falling out of my ass. So that's where my argument stands.
Fair, because the question didn't say what kind of shit it was.
Yeah.
If it was runny, I'd stomp it down. If it was a solid poop, I'd catch it.
I mean, also, you don't have to use your foot to, like, stomp it down either. You could always get out of the shower and, like, go grab a bag, take it out of the shower.
You can't get out of the shower. That's what the whole point is. Or else you just go to the shower and take a shit.
I'm not good at following the rules in this game, so we'll see how this goes.
All right, here we go. I got 13 of them. I thought about getting more, but
I think that'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather always have bad gas or always have dry mouth?
Ooh. Bad gas.
Ew.
Because I do have dry mouth. Like I always have a beverage with me at like all times. And at night, bruh. If I get up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, I will down this whole Yeti of water.
Fuck, girl.
I'm so thirsty in the middle of the night.
Thirsty bitch.
And I don't really care about gas. I mean, as long as it's not hurting me. Because I've had like trapped gas hurt before. Have you had trapped gas? In your chest or your stomach?
No. In your chest?
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should tell you about this so that you don't freak out when it happens. But sometimes you get a gas
like a
bubble.
Burp?
Mm-hmm. It's like a burp. But it doesn't feel like a burp when it's trapped in your chest. Like in your lung. and it feels like chest pain. Like you can still breathe, but it feels like chest pain. And some people think like they're having a heart attack. Like not too long ago, Travis called me and he was like, my mom called and she said she's having chest pain. And she's like, but, we talked about it a little bit and she thinks maybe it's trapped gas. And I was like, okay, well, does she have any other symptoms of a heart attack? Like she's short of breath. Does her arm hurt? Like, is she able to walk around just fine? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, how long did, he's like, yeah, she's fine. Like no other symptoms. I'm like, well, when did this start? And he's like, last night. I'm like, if she was having a heart attack last night, she'd be dead by now. Like,
yeah,
it's trapped gas for sure. And especially if she doesn't have other symptoms. And it ended up being just trapped gas. Well, I saw this thing on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen this. But if you have, like, if you need a burp and you can't, or like if you have trapped gas, there's this video that for women, if you don't have a bra on, you could take your boob, on whatever side it's trapped on, and just start like flopping your boob around, and it releases the trapped gas. And so the other night, I actually had trapped gas in my chest. I did not flop my boob around. I did not, because I just thought that was a little weird. But what I did was I sat up on the edge of the bed and I did like this and bounced to like bounce my boobs, and it released burps immediately. So, a few things you can do. You can also like
flop my tits or bounce up and down.
You can also sip something carbonated if you feel like it's like you're close to burping.
Yeah,
it'll help you burp. But don't like down it because it'll make the trapped gas worse. You have to like sip it. And then you can always like take gas medication. But yeah, just so you're aware if that ever happens to you.
So I guess I'd rather have bad gas. Also, I hate being thirsty. Like that's just the worst feeling.
Yeah, me too.
Or not like having thirst, but like
not having anything to drink.
Yeah,
it's just all you can think about.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to survive in the desert.
Would you rather never use shampoo again or never use toothpaste again?
Ooh.
Shampoo. I would never use shampoo again if I could use toothpaste.
Yeah, I think shampoo because there's other ways of like making your hair look good.
Yeah. Yeah. Won't be cute or anything, but at least my
there's dry shampoo. But after a while, that gets cakey.
I'll just shave off my head at that point.
I mean, you can still rinse it out, I guess. Yeah, you can shave your head. You could rinse out the dry shampoo. Or you could dye your hair, which cleans your hair.
I noticed that after Maria dyes her hair, it smells really good.
Yeah, and you don't have to shampoo it.
Interesting.
You're supposed to shampoo after a bleach because it like helps get all the bleach out. But like if you're dyeing it a color, you don't have to wash it. You just condition it because it like strips, the dirt out of your hair.
Interesting.
Did I answer?
Yes.
Shampoo, yeah.
Would you rather have a time machine or a teleporter?
Ooh, teleporter.
Same.
I hate driving. I have an hour commute right now.
Dude, I'm late everywhere I go. If I just had a teleporter,
bruh, I would never be late. I'd probably still be late.
I don't
because I would lower my like tolerance of like time to get ready.
Yeah.
And then I'd still be late.
Well, not even that. Just like you could be at a different state or location and
go on vacation.
Yeah, go on vacation.
Pay for travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, fuck a time machine. Like, what's the point?
If you're in a scary situation and you have to get out really quickly.
Miss me with that knife, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, what? You gonna shoot me? Boom.
Boom.
That's how it sounds when you teleport. Boom.
Okay, would you rather?
The sound of your head hitting the teleporter. Boom.
What would a teleporter even look like?
I don't know. It could be like a button and it just like dissolves you like aliens.
Yeah.
Or it could be like a time machine. Or a backpack.
Interesting.
There was a movie actually, but they were time traveling. And they had a backpack.
I was assuming just like a button you press and
it was a backpack with a button.
So cool. I wish I'm alive for that. Would you rather say everything that comes to your mind or only speak in rhymes?
I kind of already say everything that comes to mind because I have ADHD and I have a podcast. So
I'd rather say everything in rhymes.
Really?
I don't think I'd want to say everything that comes to my mind because a lot of shit comes to my mind and it's not very good.
You know what it doesn't say in that question? that you can say it in a whisper.
Kelsey, that's not, you're not supposed to.
It's a loophole.
There are no loopholes in Would You Rather.
Solver.
No, it's either this
There's
or that.
There's a problem here and I'm going to solve it.
No, would you rather say? It didn't say whisper. Say. Okay, you have to say.
I'd rather say still.
Everything that comes to your mind.
Yeah, I'd rather say still. I've realized recently, especially the last few years, like it's hard for me to lie. Like it's hard for me to lie to someone, like say something that's not true. I guess that's the definition of lying, but like I'm trying to be more specific. Like if somebody's like, I can't think of it.
I'll say my thing is I overshare a lot,
yeah,
and then later I'm like, oh, I should not have said that.
Yeah, I overshare too, but it's also like I'm just honest with people about stuff in a nice way. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, but like
at work especially.
I'll say something like today I talked about something to my coworkers and I'm like, ooh, they weren't supposed to know. Not that they weren't supposed to know about them. I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want them knowing that about my life or my experiences. And then later I went back and not rebutted it, but like I try to like soften it. What I said.
That was our timer.
Well, that's that on that. That's our time today, folks.
We'll be back on Thursday. Goodbye.
Hey guys, did you know that we have merch?
And if you're looking on YouTube, Angelica's wearing it. If you want to buy merch, go to our Instagram. Our link tree is in our bio.
Buy one for your girlfriend. Buy one for your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, your grandma, your grandpa.
Yes.
Everybody.
They are unisexual. So
unisexual. Okay? Unisexual.
If you don't have access to our link tree, you can just go to bonfire.com/here-we-grow-podcast.
We have shirts.
Yes.
We have crew necks.
Pullover hoodie, crew neck. We could add some more stuff later if we want to. But it is good. Please go get some.
Please.
Do it so that people say, what's on your shirt? And then you can say, oh, it's a podcast I listen to. You should listen too. And speaking of which, if you're listening to the podcast right now, which is how you're hearing my voice, send our podcast to someone you think will like it.
And we're back, folks. It's Thursday.
I don't know why I said Thursday, but I think it's because comedians, they say, I'm here till Thursday, folks, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said that. But
you know what we should start saying at the end of our episodes?
What?
See you next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. What?
Do you know what that stands for? C-U-N-T.
You didn't have to spell it.
Well, I clearly did because you didn't know what I was talking about.
I was thinking of S because C starts with S. I'm spelling correctly here.
Fair enough.
Okay. Wait, before you continue, the thing that I was shocked about on my phone, I said I'll add it to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Before I forget, remember last week we talked about the guy impersonating a police officer? A few days later, an Indianapolis guy got arrested for impersonating a police officer. 2 different guys within days from each other.
Wow.
Okay, we're sitting here waiting for the last segment to upload.
A third one?
Indy man arrested while trespassing at IUPUI with police patches and clothing. A third one on IUPUI's campus.
You think it's because of Halloween? Like, you think it's like Halloween costumes?
That's what I thought at first too, but like these people are actually impersonating police officers. They're not
just
I guess dressed
so.
up like police officers.
Well, what did the
Maybe this third guy, but
yeah, because he seemed like he was just walking around.
Maybe he was going to a Halloween party or something.
Yeah,
but
maybe not though, because they put him on the news.
Right.
Something must have been fishy about it.
Watch out there, y'all. If you didn't know, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I've heard that if you're getting pulled over by an unmarked police car or you're not sure about the car that's pulling you over, you can continue driving at a normal pace and call 911 and have them verify that there's a police officer in your area, or they will dispatch the police officer that's on the same road that you're on to make sure that they're pulling you over. So if you're ever worried that you're not being pulled over by an actual police officer, you can try it. You have all rights to verify that he's a police officer first. Isn't that scary though?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd risk that.
Yeah, but then you risk being pulled over by someone who's not a police officer. And I'm not saying in every case, But if you are, for some reason, doubting that it's a police officer, maybe their car looks a little bit off or it's not marked at all, especially if their car is not marked, you have all rights to call and verify that it's a police officer. And then once you finally stop for them, say, because your car's unmarked, I called to verify that you're a police officer, especially with all the shit's going on, people impersonating police officers. Like, that shit's scary. The power that people have, especially like men pulling over women, the power they have against women.
Mm-hmm.
When they're not beholden to the law.
I remember I have a coworker. I can't say who she is, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that. I'm not saying who you are, but nah, she listens to the podcast. Never mind. Cut this out. I'll tell you. Cut this out. Cut this out, Kelsey.
Cut this out.
Mercedes told me how she got pulled over like years ago, and I think the next day she got a friend request from that officer, and he had sent her a message asking her to dinner, or like, can I get your number or whatever.
Damn.
And she was like, block immediately. Like, what the fuck? You abused your power.
Abused for power. Yeah, abused for power.
Yeah.
She was abused for power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Would you rather listen to Janice's laugh from Friends for a whole day or get tickled for 1 hour?
I really don't like being tickled.
Me either. I hate it. It gives me this feeling like I'm gonna explode.
Claustrophobic in your body.
No.
Like you can't get out of your body fast enough. That's how I feel.
Oh no, I feel like an eruption is coming, and I feel like I can't control my limbs, and I'm just like a ticking time bomb, like just waiting to go off. I hate
I would say
feeling.
Janice's laugh because I don't like being tickled.
I don't mind her laugh. I don't even know where.
I mean, it would overstimulate the fuck out of me. As long as I'm not at work, I think I'd be okay.
Can you imitate it? I can't do it.
No, it's like a little deeper than that. It's like it's like that. Maybe a little lower. Have you seen? There's a
Chandler.
Chandler. There's a meme of Netflix captioning her laugh.
Oh yeah.
It's like hyena laughing or like.
Kyle, you're on Janice camera.
It's nasally.
I have enjoyed the fact that your shirt's been sticking out of your zipper ever since you came back from the bathroom. This is like a reunion in the hall. Guess that's right, it's me. How did you know?
I like the part where they're like together, her and Ross, and she's like, "You're just so whiny." He's like, "Me?" Anyway,
okay,
we're gonna do a Friends trivia episode one of these days.
Would you rather take care of Beast from Beauty and the Beast, but without knowing he's like a prince?
Person. Yeah.
Yes, a person, a prince. More importantly.
Yeah.
Or have Gaston as your boyfriend.
Who's Gaston? Who's that?
What? You don't know who Gaston is?
No. Is it who is it? I don't know.
It's the guy pursuing Belle.
Yeah. I haven't seen that
From
movie in a long
Beauty
time.
and the Beast?
I haven't seen that in a long time. I only know who Beauty and the Beast are.
Fights like Gaston. No one. I don't even know what their words are, but what? He's the one that almost kills the Beast. With a little ponytail.
I've not seen it since I was a kid.
Comment if you think Kelsey's whack.
Comment if you think Angelica's whack for not liking steak.
I like steak. It's just not my preferred meat. Well, I guess
a word of silence.
I guess I'll answer it.
Okay.
I would rather take care of Beast than have Gaston as a boyfriend because he's very condescending and narcissistic. And he doesn't believe women should have a mind of their own.
Ooh, that part.
Yeah. Okay, would you rather go a year without eyelashes or a year without eyebrows?
Oh, fuck.
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows make you look so weird without them, though. But my eyebrows are already, like, blonde.
I was going to say, mine's are already terrible, so, like, I'm already living it.
I would say, yeah, probably eyebrows. I wouldn't go anywhere, though. Well, I can still do them. I can still...
No. There's no... Stop it. It's either
eyebrows.
with or no.
Eyebrows.
My God.
I just can't eyebrow tattoos.
No. For a year. You can't have anything there in that area.
Yeah, but I literally would not go anywhere because I think you look weird.
No,
as fuck
you
without
still have
eyebrows.
to live your life.
I mean, I would, but I'm not going like to a party or like out to dinner with my friends with no eyebrows.
Wow.
Sorry, y'all gonna have to catch me next year.
Would you rather have to shave your head or get your butt cheeks pierced?
Butt cheeks? Like
I don't
a
even
dermal?
know. I don't even know what that would look like.
Are you looking at? Oh, I thought you were googling it. Butt cheek
No,
piercing.
I don't want that on
It'd
my...
probably be a dermal.
You think?
What was the first option?
Shave your head off.
Oh fuck, butt pierce.
What?
Yeah, I would not want to shave my head. I like my hair too much.
See, when I
great
think,
hair.
When I think of getting your butt cheeks pierced, I think of it together.
In that case, that would cause an injury.
Yeah.
But
I also don't want to Google it.
Yeah, I think it means like two separate butt cheeks, like dermals.
Two separate
or
butt
like
cheeks.
Maybe a dermal right at the top of the crack. In which case you probably would be able to handle that.
Ugh. I think I'd shave my head.
I would not shave my head.
I've always wanted to shave my head. But I got a weird shaped head, you know? I mean, we all do, but like, I feel like mine's really bad.
It's like really bad.
No, like I've asked my mom, like, did I like fall on my head? Because I have like this dent on one of my sides, and every now and then it'll tingle.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't have it on the other side. And then sometimes I call them my little horns. I literally feel like I get horns right here. It could just be knots, but I get them on both sides.
Wow.
Like right here. And I'm like, Mom, feel this. She was like, oh yeah, it's little horns. I'm like, I know, right? It's like,
she's like, yeah, you little demon child.
No, but for real though.
But you're not even the demon child.
I'm not. I'm fucking perfect, but I get these horns. But anyways. Would you rather have a hook for a hand or a peg for a leg?
Hook for a hand.
Really?
Yeah, I can't imagine being immobile.
You're not immobile.
I know, but it's just... I don't know. Having a peg for a leg just seems painful.
I'd have a peg for a leg because, like, you ever have like a Band-Aid or on one of your hands and you can't use it like that, and that's annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying, but you would adapt just like with the peg leg.
I guess if you could choose which hand.
Yeah, choose your left hand.
My left hand's gone. Sorry, bro.
Hook. You can still do things with it too. You cut people.
You're going on a first date. So the first date ever with Travis.
Okay.
Would you rather have a huge booger hang out of your nose or a huge pimple on your forehead? You have to have one or the other. And you can't like, either the booger's there and you don't know about it and he doesn't tell you, or you have the biggest zit on your forehead and it's so embarrassing.
I honestly wouldn't mind either one as much, but I think that's just because I've known Travis for 12 years, so like
no, first date.
I'm softened already, like knowing him. I can't imagine how I would feel like as if I was really on our first date, like back then as a teenager. But I would probably pick the booger.
Oof.
As a teenager.
Ugh. What if it drops in your food?
That would be disgusting. But he's not eating my food, so it's not nasty for him.
I would do the pimple.
I don't think, like, guys don't really care as much about boogers as they do appearance. You know what I mean? Like, guys aren't grossed out about, like, boogers and farts and shit. But the way someone looks is is an impression. You know what I mean?
My man must be built different then.
He's grossed out about that stuff. Travis is not. We fart around each other.
When I burp, he's like, "You're a lady," and I'm like, "Who burps?"
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
we burp next to each other. We fart in front of each other.
What?
I'll take a poop with the bathroom door open. Yeah.
Yeah. Jose's not there yet.
One day.
Yeah. Maybe not though. Would you rather? I remember this one. Would you rather poop in the only toilet at a party knowing that you'll clog it, or poop in the bushes in the backyard?
Bushes.
Yes, same.
Absolutely bushes. Because I will panic about that bathroom the rest of the night.
Wait.
Well, and it also depends, like, if the bathroom's ducked off where I could probably make it out without anybody noticing that I was the one who came out of it, then maybe the bathroom. But if I'm going to the bushes, I gotta take some toilet paper with me because I cannot walk around with them. But, you know. I wasn't going to say it because I don't want to be too nasty, but...
Shit on your ass?
Yeah. I think we've crossed the line already today, I guess.
Yeah. Would you rather always hit a red light for the rest of your life or always get slow internet after the sun goes down?
Always hit a red light the rest of your life or slow internet after the sun goes down. Well, that's why I use the internet the most.
I would do the internet because I should be going to sleep.
Yeah. I agree.
I should be getting rest or spending time with your loved ones. Like,
yeah, I agree. The internet one, because like I hate driving already. I'll drive off a bridge if I have to stop at every red light.
Sometimes I think about it. I could just keep going. Would you rather have to make a 1-minute speech in front of 10,000 people or have to kiss a frog?
Speech. I'm not afraid to talk in front of people.
Same. I mean, I am, but I'll do
a podcast for crying out loud.
I'm not.
But like even live, I'm not.
I'm not gonna kiss a fucking frog. It's disgusting.
No, I wouldn't kiss a frog. No, another animal maybe, but not a frog.
Definitely not a frog.
Maybe.
They got warts.
Maybe like a snake. Because like that's not really that gross. I mean, not on its mouth, obviously.
Oh my god, I saw a vet video of a snake, and they were, she had swallowed something, and they started to pull it out, and then it just became this long ass ordeal, and it was a whole blanket. The snake swallowed a whole blanket.
Wow.
What the? I mean, not like the big ones, obviously, but like a throw or whatever.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what the fuck? Yeah, pet owners, are you guys okay?
Yeah. I've seen them pull some crazy shit out of dogs.
Oh, God.
Terrifying videos.
No.
Okay, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry I'm so sleepy today, guys. We started late.
We started really late. We had to do our makeup and stuff. And we didn't get to catch up last week because Rob was with us. No offense to Rob. So we had a lot to catch up on. But we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're going to be talking about the origins of Halloween. When I first started looking into the history of it, it was kind of understood that it's kind of all over the place. Like, there are different pieces coming from different places that kind of make up what Halloween is. So let's get right into it. So 2,000 years ago, there were these people called the Celtics. And I believe this was before Europe was like split up into the countries that they're split up into now. And they believed that on October 31st into November 1st, the barrier between the living and the dead was thinner than on any other day. And because of that, not only the dead, but like demons and like monsters could come and visit the land of the living between October 31st and November 1st. And so to combat that, they decided that they would dress up to blend in with the dead and then offer food to the dead, like put out offerings basically to like stray them away from like haunting them basically. And
so that their own relatives wouldn't haunt them?
No, they didn't believe it was just their relatives. They believed it was like demons and stuff.
Yeah, but you said give them food?
They put out offerings to like appease the dead.
Period. Dead. Period. Not just your...
Any kind of dead, not just relatives. Not like how it is with Day of the Dead, which is, I think is, when we get to your part, I think that's a very interesting contrast. Like they saw it as a scary thing. Like we need to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then when Christianity started becoming a big thing and was sweeping across Europe, they had the holiday All Saints Day, which is November 1st, and All Hallows Eve. And when I was doing this research, I didn't really understand what the purpose of All Hallows Eve was. Like, what's the significance of All Hallows Eve? I understand celebrating the saints on All Saints Day, But like, why is it called All Hallows Eve? Well, hallow means like blessed or like divine. And it's basically like Christmas Eve to Christmas. It's just what they call the Eve of All Saints Day. They also call it All Saints Eve. Now, at this time, and at least to the people that I've spoken to recently, who are religious, either Christian or Catholic, white Catholic, don't believe that you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. They don't believe that the dead only come to visit them on that one night. Like they can come visit you at any night. And so All Hallows Eve is where the word Halloween came from. It just got like warped into the word Halloween. And then another fun fact, my stuff is really short because I'm almost done already. Another fun fact is that when the Irish settlers were coming to America, which I don't know when this was, I could have looked up that date, but I didn't. They brought some of their, I totally missed a whole, I should probably be looking at my notes. I'm just going to clip this back. The day that the day that the Celtics celebrated, or not celebrated, but like prepared for the dead, they called Samhain. Have you ever heard that word before?
No.
It's spelled Samhain, and to this day, modern day witches actually celebrate it. But I heard on TikTok that it's actually pronounced Samhain. It's a really weird pronunciation for that word.
Not weird, just different.
Different. There's not too many letters in there that
make the sounds.
So that's what that holiday is called for the Celtics. And then of course it's All Hallows Eve or into All Saints Day for the Christians. And then when the Irish came to settle in America, they had added the tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. And when they were doing it in Europe, they were carving them out of turnips.
No.
I'm going to show you a picture of a turnip carved like a jack-o'-lantern, and it is terrifying.
Yeah, I can already imagine.
Jack-o'-lantern turnip. If you just stop what you're doing right now and look it up, it is absolutely terrifying and probably stinky, to be honest.
Good grace.
And so when they came, here's a more modern version of the turnip lantern.
Turnips are small, right?
Yeah, that was pretty small.
I mean, like, I know.
Yeah.
I was carving my pumpkin, which is medium size, and I was getting frustrated. I was like, this is too much.
Too big.
Too big.
So basically, when those settlers came to America, it was easier to get pumpkins. And of course, I think maybe they probably smell better than turnips. And it was just easier to harvest them and to be readily available. So they switched to pumpkins, and that's how we now carve pumpkins.
Wait, what was the point of it again?
Nothing. It was just the Halloween tradition. Well, actually, the next part is...
I was going to say, would they think it's wasteful?
The turnips? Oh, because it's easy. They were more readily available pumpkins when they settled in America.
I know, but wouldn't they think it'd be wasteful to carve pumpkins and not eat them?
You can still eat them.
Oh, was that what they would do?
I mean, today you can carve them and eat them.
Oh, okay.
You carve out all the insides and eat the pumpkin seeds, or use the pumpkin for pie or whatever, and then you have a carved jack-o'-lantern. But actually, there's a tale about where the word jack-o'-lantern comes from, and I'm going to read it to you. As the story goes, several centuries ago in Ireland, there lived a drunkard, which I guess is a drunk guy, known as Stingy Jack. He was known throughout the land as a deceiver or manipulator. On a fateful night, Satan overheard the tale of Jack's evil deeds and silver tongue. Unconvinced and envious of the rumors, the devil went to find out for himself whether
the devil was envious?
whether or not Jack lived up to his vile reputation. Typical of Jack, he was drunk and wandering through the countryside at night when he came upon a body on his cobblestone path. The body, with an eerie grimace on his face, turned out to be the devil himself. Jack realized that this was his end. Satan had finally come to collect his malevolent soul. So Jack made a last request. He asked the devil to let him drink ale before he departed to hell. Finding no reason not to acquiesce the request, Satan took Jack to the local pub and supplied him with many alcoholic beverages. Upon quenching his thirst, Jack asked Satan to pay for the tab for the ale, much to his surprise because he didn't carry any money. Jack convinced him to turn himself into a silver coin with which to pay the bartender and change back when he's not looking, and get change back when he's not looking. Satan did so and pressed upon Jack's unyielding, nefarious tactics. Shrewdly, Jack stuck the now transmogrified Satan coin into his pocket, which also contained a crucifix. This is getting crazy. The crucifix's presence kept the devil from escaping his form. This coerced Satan to agree to Jack's demand. In exchange for his freedom, he had to spare Jack's soul for 10 years. 10 years is a low amount. Why didn't you ask for the rest of your life?
Maybe the expected life expectancy was lower, and he was like, I'll probably
only
be
need
dead.
about 10 years to drink my soul away. 10 years after the date Jack originally struck his deal, he naturally found himself once again in the devil's presence. Jack happened upon Satan in the same setting as before, and he seemingly accepted it as his time to go to hell for good. As Satan prepared to take him to hell, Jack asked if he could have one apple to feed his starving belly. Foolishly, Satan once again agreed to his request. As he climbed up the branches of the nearby apple tree, Jack surrounded its base with crucifixes. Satan, frustrated at the fact that he had been entrapped again, demanded his release. As Jack did before, he made a second demand, that he will never take his soul to hell. Should have asked for that first.
How do you trick the devil?
Right. Having no choice, the devil agreed and was set
free. Having no choice, you're the devil.
Yeah. The devil agreed and was set free. Eventually, the drinking took its toll on Jack and he died. Stingy Jack's soul prepared to enter heaven through the gates of St. Peter, but he was stopped. Jack was told by God that because of his sinful lifestyle of deceitfulness and drinking, he was not allowed into heaven.
Damn.
Jack then went down the gates of hell and begged for admission into the underworld. Satan, fulfilling his obligation to Jack, could not take his soul. He gave Jack an ember to light his way. Jack is doomed to roam the world between the planes of good and evil, with only an ember inside of a hollowed turnip to light his way. And that's a jack-o'-lantern.
I don't want to do jack-o'-lanterns anymore. Oh, stingy Jack.
I would say that story is probably the reason why there's a lot of people who believe that Halloween is satanic. But I mean, for children dressing up as Paw Patrol.
My uncle's not letting his kids go trick-or-treating because of that. They think it's satanic.
Dressing up as a dog.
I was saying, yeah,
and getting candy from strangers.
You parent however you want. But yeah, kids are just dressing up. They're just going house to house, begging for candy.
Yeah. Not even really begging. Just kind of opening their bag and receiving it.
Yeah, they don't even got to say anything.
Right. That's all I got, bud.
What?
It was a very short history. Is there any questions you have? Let me look at my notes to make sure. Oh, historically, only English-speaking countries celebrate. But now others do, including Japan. This is all folk history, by the way. Like, none of it's, written in history books. This is just, told by generations, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I think it would be interesting to compare the differences with the Day of the Dead. Or similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, your turn.
Okay. So, Dia de los Muertos, which is actually not just a day. It's quite a few days.
I thought it was only 2 days, but you're saying it's way more than that.
Yeah, most people celebrate just November 1st, November 2nd. But yeah, I found out today that it actually starts on the 27th, which will be past that by the time you hear this episode. But for us, it's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And every day is different. Every day you celebrate different souls, which I thought was interesting.
What do you mean by different souls?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
And my family wise, like where we come from in Mexico, we don't celebrate Day of the Dead like that necessarily. I was asking my mom questions and she was like, no, we don't really do that. Like almost nothing about what I read we do. I mean, she said they do celebrate Day of the Dead like November 1st and 2nd, where they have like a special mass for those who have gone, but
it's not like how it is in Mexico.
No. Well, they were in Mexico.
Oh. I thought you meant like she was talking about now.
No, like in their town in Mexico, they don't do that. They're just...
I also heard Lithuanians celebrate Day of the Dead.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I just heard that on TikTok. I don't know if that's credible.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that far, but I mean, I think so. In Mexico, everyone celebrates to an extent. I think some more than others. Like it's a really big deal, and like most rural places, or like now it's like the bigger cities that are celebrating the huge parades and stuff.
Yeah.
But where my parents are, which is why I'm like drawn to it, because we weren't really raised like that. Yeah. So I'm like watching everyone else. Like I watched a bunch of TikToks and I'm like, oh my God, like that'd be so cool to do that.
I saw a TikTok. Let me know if you saw this one, but it was of a family. They were sitting on their couch and it was like how we wake up on the Day of the Dead. And they like snapped to like the next clip. And it was them all fully dressed up. It was like a family of 5. They were all dressed up from head to toe. They did like a photo shoot like in a desert setting. And the guy had the suit and the sombrero and the guitar and like whole thing. Like their family, like their little family. Their kids were young, like 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
It was really cool.
It is cool.
Full makeup, everything.
I was gonna say, we've always had like an altar, almost like an altar-esque like at my mom's house of like people who have passed away. There's like their pictures there. That's year round. We don't add stuff to it.
Or like only celebrated on.
Yeah, like it's just we pray to them. We put them by the Mary, the Virgin. That's about it. But now that I've like learned more about it, I kind of want to like. I mean, I hope to. It's hard because like in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this would be so fun. But then I'm like, oh, but someone has to pass away. Like,
but you do have loved ones that are passed away.
Yeah.
That you can do this for.
Right. But I think the main theme is that this is like a celebration of their life. Mm-hmm. It's almost like laughing in the face of death. Mm-hmm. Like death is not the end. Death is just something that happens throughout our lives. Like it's not the end. It's just
continuation.
Yes. In a different form.
This is just how we communicate with each other now that someone has passed on to the other side.
Yes. So I'm going to read from the articles because there's no way I'm going to memorize this. This is from the History Channel.
The History Channel?
The History Channel.
The History Channel itself.
So y'all can look it up on history.com. So yeah, the Day of the Dead is a Mexican holiday where families welcome back the souls of their deceased relatives for a brief reunion that includes food, drink, and celebration. A blend of Mesoamerica ritual, European religion, and Spanish culture, the holiday is celebrated each year from October 31st through November 2nd. While October 31st is Halloween, November 1st through the 2nd is All Souls Day or the Day of the Dead. According to the tradition, the gates of heaven are opened at midnight on October 31st, and the spirits of children can rejoin their families for 24 hours. The spirits of adults can do the same on November 2nd. So where does it come from? The roots of the Day of the Dead is celebrated in contemporary Mexico and among those of Mexican heritage in the United States and around the world go back to some 3,000 years to the rituals honoring the dead in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. So the Aztecs and other Nahua people living in what is now central Mexico had a cyclical view of the universe and saw death as an integral, ever-present part of life. So again, it's not an ending, it's a continuation. Upon dying, a person was believed to travel to Chikunamiclan, the land of the dead. Only after getting through 9 challenging levels, a journey of several years, could the person's soul finally reach Mictlan, the final resting place. Which this reminds me of Dante's Inferno because there's also 9 levels of hell.
Yeah.
So there's something...
we should do an episode of Dante's Inferno. That's so interesting to me.
Yeah. So there's something about 9 levels or something about 9 challenges, something about the afterlife and 9.
Yeah.
The Inahua rituals honoring the dead, traditionally held in August, family members provided food, water, and tools to aid the deceased in this difficult journey. This inspired the contemporary Day of the Dead practice in which people leave food or other offerings on their loved ones' graves or set them out on makeshift altars called ofrendas in their homes. So
does ofrendas like translate to offerings?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay. So in ancient Europe, kind of like how you were talking about, pagan celebrations, pagan celebrations of the dead also took place in the fall and consisted of bonfires, dancing, and feasting. Some of these customs survived even after the rise of the Roman Catholic Church, which unofficially adopted them into the celebrations of the 2 Catholic holidays, which we talked about, the All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, celebrated on the first 2 days of November.
Mm-hmm.
In medieval Spain, people would bring wine and pan de ánimas, which translates to spirit bread, to the graves of their loved ones on All Souls' Day. They would also cover graves with flowers and light candles to illuminate the dead souls' way back to their homes on earth. In the 16th century, Spanish conquistadores brought such traditions with them to the New World. So when they conquered Mexico, that's when they brought over their traditions, along with a darker view of death influenced by the devastation of the bubonic plague. Mm. So how is it celebrated? El Dia de los Muertos is not as commonly thought a Mexican version of Halloween, because that's one of the misconceptions. It's not the same thing. Misconceptions, very cut into small pieces.
Minced conceptions.
Though the 2 holidays do share some traditions, including costumes and parades, so those are the similarities. On the Day of the Dead, it's believed that the border between the spirit world and the real world dissolves. During this brief period, the souls of the dead awaken and return to the living world to feast, drink, dance, and play music with their loved ones. In turn, the living family members treat the deceased as honored guests in their celebrations and leave the deceased favorite foods and other offerings at gravestones or on the ofrendas built in their homes. Ofrendas can be decorated with candles, bright marigolds, which is kind of like a carnation, like an bright orange carnation, and alongside food like snacks of tortillas and fruit. Stacks of tortillas. I was like, what snacks of tortillas? Stacks of tortillas.
Snacks and minced what was it?
Minced conceptions. The most prominent symbols related to the Day of the Dead are calacas, skeletons, and calaveras, skulls. We have a little sugar skull here on the table. In the early 20th century, the printer and cartoonist. So this part is where my eyes started to glaze over.
Yeah.
But then I realized how important the history is.
Okay.
So in the 20th century, the printer and cartoonist Jose Guadalupe Posada incorporated skeletal figures in his art, mocking politicians and commenting on revolutionary politics. His well-known work, La Calavera Catrina, or Elegant Skull, features a female skeleton adorned with makeup and dressed in fancy clothes. We've all kind of seen a version of her, like exactly how he says.
Remind me to add that to the post, to the episode post.
La Calavera Catrina.
Yeah.
So, female skeleton adorned with makeup and dressed in fancy clothes. The 1910 etching was intended as a statement about Mexicans adopting European fashions over their own heritage and traditions. La Calavera Catrina was then adopted as one of the most recognizable Day of the Dead icons. Like I said, you've probably seen it. During contemporary Day of the Dead festivities, people commonly wear skull masks and eat sugar candy molded into the shape of skulls. The pan de ánimas of All Souls' Days rituals in Spain is reflected in pan de muerto, the traditional sweet baked good of the Day of the Dead celebrated today. Other food and drinks associated with the holiday but consumed year-round as well include spicy dark chocolate, which I think is so funny because it's not spicy. It's just our kind of hot chocolate. Yeah, like, I don't know. Those spicy dark chocolate. And corn-based drink called atole. Have you ever had atole?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Corn drink?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I don't know if you'd like it.
Did you see I sent you a arroz con leche recipe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jose's mom also showed me how to do it. I wrote it down. It's the same thing. She was like, it's very easy to make. And I'm like, you say that. And then I get in the kitchen and I'm like, what?
Something goes wrong and you don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, I was gonna say with the atole, you might not like it though because it's a texture thing for you and it's very grainy, but still good.
What is it?
So this says corn-based drink. I think the corn base is the kind of not like the kind of flour they use, but it's like corn,
like what you use to make tortillas.
Yes, I think. I'll have to ask my mommy.
My mommy.
But yeah. So then it talks about the movies. I think the most important movie we need to talk about here is Coco.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Coco?
I've seen pieces of it, not the whole thing.
Girl, a moment of silence.
Wait. Wait, hold on. Let me look at the cover. Because I've been getting them mixed up lately.
You gotta know Coco. Coco is like undeniably Coco.
I have seen Coco, yes.
Okay, I remember I watched it with Xavier.
I was getting it confused with the one that's about the grandma because she has a name like Coco. What's her name? What's the grandma?
The grandma's name is Coco.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one. Hold on. Disney movie. Grandma. Is it Moana's grandma? Yeah, I think it's Moana's grandma. Coco. Okay, yeah.
It's Moana's grandma's Coco?
Yeah.
Interesting. I fell asleep on Moana. I can't watch that.
I just can't watch it.
My brain thinks it's boring. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. I was watching it with Xavier, and I cried at the end of the movie, and he was like, why are you crying? Like, it's not sad. And I'm like, I know. It's beautiful. Like, yeah. I fucking love that movie.
Okay. Moana's grandma's name is Tala, but she looks a lot like Coco.
I mean, it's like the same creators.
Right, but like, look.
No, nothing against you. Like, they make it look alike. Yeah.
And they're from different ethnicities.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
I was just going to say that, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but all my research and from what I remember from the movie, I mean, it's pretty accurate. Like, how they celebrate there is how majority of people that celebrate the Day of the Dead is like, and I just think that's really beautiful. Like, the fact that it's not...
I want to say I cried at the end of it, too. Remind me what happens at the end.
So, I'll just have to tell you the whole movie then.
Oh, well, never mind. It was like maybe 6-8 months ago I watched it.
He gets his great grandfather confused. He thinks it's like this big magician, and it's not, like something de la Cruz. And then he actually meets his great grandfather, but he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And once your relatives have forgotten about you, or once there's no one alive to remember you, you start to disappear.
Yes.
And he was disappearing. And so he had to come back to the land of the living to put the picture back together of his grandpa.
Yes, I remember the picture. Yep.
Oh God, I fucking love that movie. But yeah, I just think that was really nice how just knowing that like death isn't the end. Like you will see each other again. Yes. And it's gonna be okay.
It's like inspirational.
Yeah, like I cried multiple times reading about this. Okay, and I was gonna say too, like, so
we gotta take a break.
Oh, okay. We'll take a break.
Start there?
Yeah. So the way that it has been celebrated throughout the years has kind of evolved. But I think overall, or was I going with that? I don't remember. I remember reading, so basically back in like the 70s, we had the Chicano movement where Mexican American culture, they were wanting to go back to their roots. So there was another like huge increase in celebrating the Day of the Dead here in America. And then I think when Coco came out too, that like
really
brought more people onto it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I watched this TikTok and we'll share it once we post the video. But yeah, every day is different on what you celebrate.
Okay.
So October 27, you honor the souls of pets. So you would bring out their favorite food, treats that they like, their toys. That's what you would put on the ofrendas.
That's interesting because white Catholics believe that pets don't have souls.
They're lying.
They're lying. Yeah, I agree.
They're liars.
I agree.
So,
but that's interesting. An interesting fact.
Yeah, and like I said, because we both talked about, we thought it was just the 1st and the 2nd of November. So I wonder if these days were maybe added later and just celebrated less, but still celebrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts on October 27th, which is the souls of pets. And then October 28th, you honor the souls of those who died tragically, so by violence or accidents, murdered or run over. And you honor them with white flowers.
Interesting.
October 29, you honor the souls of those who drowned. And again, white flowers. I don't know why they're separate, but...
Very specific.
Mm-hmm. October 30th, you honor the souls of those whose families have forgotten them. So kind of like at the end of Coco. But for this, you light a candle and you have a glass of water put on the ofrenda. It is believed that the candle guides their way and the water quenches their thirst. So kind of like in Coco, if you've seen the movie, you want to guide them back to your house. So people would put like flowers, marigold flowers, kind of like at the entryway of their door, all the way through the ofrenda, or even outside the house. They'll put it around the gravestone. It's kind of like leads their way back to their families.
So back to when you were saying,
and candles.
It's for the day of the souls that were forgotten. So it's like whoever's celebrating their loved ones, they're also paying homage to the people who were forgotten by their loved ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Forgotten, or their loved ones have already gone.
Past.
Yeah. October 31st, you honor the souls of babies and children who passed before they were baptized. It's also dedicated to infants who are in limbo or were never born.
That's sad.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. Well, I am laughing, but it's to keep you from crying.
Oh.
Now, November 1st is All Saints Day, which is, we call it Dia de los Angelitos, which is souls of those who passed before the age of 12. So those that died in their infancy. Mm-hmm. You would normally supply them with baby dolls, toys, stuffed animals.
We tried to go past it.
Favorite sweets and food. A lot of people would put like concha breads on there, mm-hmm. or like the chocolates, candy that they might have liked, anything to like not entice them to come back, but feel welcome. Like you want to put all of their favorite things, their favorite toy, their favorite food that they liked, definitely their photos. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but you definitely want to have a photo of them. Maybe a special clothing item that they use, like, or jewelry that they liked. And then November 2nd is Dia de los Muertos, Dia de los Difuntos. So that's the rest of the souls, which is the rest of the adults. And again, favorite sweets, food, drinks, fruits, bananas. Cuties are used a lot, tequila, and such.
You put so much emphasis on tequila.
Tequila. But yeah, those are all the different days, which I thought was really nice. Mm-hmm. And then I also looked up in Day of the Dead .holiday, where they also talked about this here too. I pretty much said everything. But one thing that is on their website that I liked, I talked about the marigold. The offerings is like the important part of the, like, you don't have to go all out, but if you're going to celebrate Day of the Dead, it has to be like ofrendas. Like, mm-hmm. That's like the main important thing that's recognized. Uh-huh. So you would normally do this with a brightly colored oilcloth that covers the table, and on top of that sits a collection of photographs and personal items of the departed person. The lower portion of the altar is where the offerings are placed, from traditional Mexican cuisine to other items that represent the honored person's particular tastes. So
you were saying personal items, like I'm sure like jewelry that you've saved from that person, or like their rosaries, or that's interesting.
They also have 3 here on the website. Fun facts about Day of the Dead. So number 1, Day of the Dead is not Halloween. It's not the Mexican Halloween, which we kind of talked about. The two holidays originated with similar afterlife beliefs, but are very different in modern day. Halloween began as a Celtic festival where people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts, but has recently turned into a tradition of costume wearing and trick-or-treating. Decorating your house with spiders and bats and wearing scary costumes is not done in most parts of Mexico.
I'm laughing because Angelica's house is decorated with spiders.
It is.
Giant spiders.
Giant spiders. It's not somber, but celebratory. Many of us see death as a sad event, but those who celebrate...
I was stretching my shoulder.
But those who celebrate Day of the Dead view death as a welcome part of life. That is why you will see brightly colored skeletons and skulls everywhere during the holiday. They often are seen smiling as a friendly nod to death, even mocking death. This view of death began way back during the 1 month Aztec festival where they celebrated the dead and paid homage to the Lady of Death, Mictlantecuhtli, who protected their departed loved ones and helped them in the afterlife. Traditions are different by country. Believe it or not, Mexicans are not the only ones who celebrate Day of the Dead. This is what you talked about earlier. It is a widely celebrated holiday all over the world. In fact, many religious communities celebrate All Souls Day, also known as All Saints Day, during the same time as Day of the Dead. The act of honoring the dead is widely celebrated around the world, but Day of the Dead is unique in its traditions. The ofrenda, the meaning of life and death, the use of calaveras, the style influenced by La Catrina, and more recently, the festivals in the streets. And then lastly, they say, our dead are never dead to us until we have forgotten them.
Oh.
And that's what I got.
That was good.
So even if you're not, Mexican or of Mexican descent, like I, as a Mexican American, am giving you permission. I'm just kidding. You don't need permission. Anyone can do this. I mean, this is beautiful. Just honoring those who have passed, and to maybe even help you get over the sadness and kind of give it...
Mourn.
Yeah.
Give it meaning. Give it...
Honor them.
A happy...
Yeah.
way of celebrating.
And I know like not a lot of people, but some people I've heard like they don't go to the cemetery because they believe like, well, they're not there. Like I believe that once they're gone, they're gone. Like,
yeah. But this is kind of a way of like still honoring them whether you think they're here or not.
Yeah. Yeah, and like some people like they find it kind of awkward or weird to just sit in a room and be like, okay, I guess I'll try this and I'll try to talk to you or I'll try to whatever. If you make an ofrenda, you're decorating it for them. You're having them in mind. Every time you pass by there, you're thinking about them.
You could even write them a note.
Yeah, and leave it on there. Yeah, of course.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm like, that'd be really nice to do. Like, as we start our own traditions and make our family, I think that's really nice.
Yeah, that would be a cool tradition to start.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think that's all we got, guys. That was a lot less information than I thought it would be. I mean, at least mine was.
Well, I wanted to get into like the Aztec celebrations, but there really isn't a whole lot of information on that. I mean, it was such a long time ago. Like, I mean,
it's more like folklore, like how mine was. It's
like
stories passed down.
This is what they believe. This is what they celebrated. Right.
Right. One day we're gonna do Dante's Inferno, y'all. I'm telling you. I find that shit so...
Did you actually read the book?
Fascinating. No. I read the Cliff Notes. Spark Notes. Which maybe we'll use the Spark Notes for the episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a good reader. Maybe I'll listen to the audiobook.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good idea.
I'm about to request it right now.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Lucifer?
No. The show Lucifer, no. I tried. I know you wanted me to watch it and I tried to get into it, but I didn't like it.
There are 2 shows that I am begging Jose to watch with me. Lucifer and The 100.
Watch The 100?
No! He won't give it a chance. Dude, it's The 100. We're venturing off, but The 100 is such a great show. Like, if you have not watched it, fucking watch it. And Lucifer, watch that shit too. What?
Sorry, I'm looking at the book. I'll just leave that up for me to do after we finish our outro.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Don't forget to buy merch.
Yes. All right, bye.
Okay, bye.